Alright, what's up everybody? Doug Lane here, Fast Lane Car Care. Today we have ourselves a 2007, I think he said, Honda CRV. I've already peeled off the little stickers that were on the doors and the low emissions vehicle sticker back here. I've already got the wiper arm removed. Super simple. Definitely recommend it on hatchbacks if you have the tools and the know-how to do it. It's really not difficult at all. Saves you from having to fight the film and having to stick stuff in there to keep it propped up and cutting around. It just makes it so much easier. Not sure how we're gonna do this video. You know, we'll use dryer, or we'll use soap instead of dryer sheet today. Not sure how I'm gonna do this video in the sense that this isn't gonna be your average little SUV, CRV kind of tint job. This is, I don't know if you just saw a second ago, it's gonna be a very dirty one. So we're gonna have to do a lot of prepping, a lot of cleaning. So you will see a Honda Accord video before you see this. And in that one, like, I was kind of like, well, I don't know which way I want to go, if I want to do the whole thing or if I want to just break it up per window. Well, I ended up just doing the whole thing. So I don't know, maybe we'll do the same thing on that, but a little soap there. If you can look, I mean, just look how dirty the car is. Look how dirty the dash is. The door panels are filthy. The door panels on that side have mud on them. Let's look at our seal right here. You can see all that dirt on our seal. That's not going to be good at all. It's going to be very difficult. To ensure we get a clean tint job, it's definitely going to be doable, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. It's going to be a lot more cleaning than what we're normally doing. Just giving this soap a second to dry. We're probably good right now. Flip the air conditioner up here if we can. It's freaking cold in here. I got a sweatshirt on. The problem is with this setup, that little air conditioner not being good at, like, big enough to keep up in here when it gets warm out. It's cold during the day or during the early morning, and then it's gonna warm up progressively as the day goes on. So kind of sucks, but is what it is. So we're going to do GeoShield Pro Classic 5%. It's color stable dyed. Nothing really fancy. And that's the problem with having AC. But I'll deal with that over sweating all day. Any day of the week. World's worst cut right there, but that's okay. Now, I want to cut a little slot out for this little wiper nozzle right here. Just so I can make sure I'm good and covered on the whole thing. Almost messed up right there. Now we can come down here and cut this out. Probably should have just stuck a new blade on there anyway, but that's okay. It don't matter. We'll get through this. We'll get through this together. So 5% over the factory tint. Don't worry, we're not touching any paint. We're just hitting this little seal a little bit. We're not putting any pressure on it, so it's not going to cut it. So, boom, get rid of this right here. Now on the Accord video, if you've watched it already, I talk about how I found that it's faster if you do like all your, get all your windows laid out, get them all cut, and then start shrinking everything, blah, blah, blah. That is true. It is faster for me, but I'm going to contradict myself here. On hatchbacks, I like doing the back window first. Cut, shrink, prep everything. I'll tell you why. We'll open this up obviously so we can put our film in there, but also I like to use this back half as a peel board so I can leave that up. I don't have to worry about dirt and dust and stuff running back into the film. And then I like to leave it up for the for the rest of the job, because I have to obviously access these windows. And then also I've noticed that when you have this hatch tilted up, you're going to get all this water that runs up in there. So then when you shut the window or you shut the hatch, this water and stuff can run back into your film. Doesn't happen all the time, but it is a possibility, and I don't like it. So I found that if you just leave the hatch up and just let it dry for the remainder of the tint job, it just comes out better, and you don't have to fight with streaks on the window, like cleaning up the inside of the window as much before you ship it. So a couple minutes before 9 o'clock is when we started. Realistically, I'd like to have this car done by, I'd like to have it done by 11, but that's a pretty tall order given the amount of cleaning that we're gonna have to do and the fact that we're filming. Well, that's not in our tint job anyway right there, so that's all right. But we'll get rid of it just because we can. Boom. All right, now we're gonna need a couple of lights. All right. Well, the nice thing is we got a big old speaker box here, so we can definitely sit our light on there and, you know, pretty much just put it wherever we want. Put that one right there so we can kind of get that top edge a little bit better, maybe, I don't know. And oh man, did we? Okay, we did. That's okay. Hate getting those tangled up. Being that we're going 5% over the 20, factory 20, I am just going to turn off the lights. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but it's going to make it a lot easier to see for me. If I didn't have a little garage like this, and I was in a big shop where it would be very difficult to, you know, just turn off the lights, I think I would probably definitely get glass aid in that case. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that, but we got it by like a blade length, man. So like right here is obviously our border. Right there is the end of our film. So we got it by about, I don't know, a 1/4 inch, if that. If that. But if we would have turned this on and realized that it was over, we could have shifted it over. We have extra space on the other side, so it's not really a huge deal. For those of you who don't know what glass aid is, it's basically like kind of a pinstriping tape that before you lay your film down, you would put this tape along this border, and then the benefits are, one, you don't need a light because you can see your border. Two, you're not cutting on the glass, you're cutting on this tape. So it's going to protect your customer's glass and all that. Personally, I use stainless steel blades, and I've been doing this for years, so I have not scratched any glass for a very long time. The only time I've ever scratched glass, I talked about it on my Accord video. I've been doing it for a while, but I was using carbon blades, and I was on a mobile job, and it was not very well lit, so I was trying to round off my corners on my front doors, well, my door patterns, and did not work out well for me. But we made it right with the customer. They were satisfied. They still send me business. And that's, I think, the most important thing to remember or know when it comes to business. You are going to make mistakes, especially in this industry. Crappy things are going to happen to you. You're working with glass. I mean, what did your mom or dad tell you when you were growing up? Don't mess with that, it's breakable. Don't touch that, it's breakable. You know, there's a reason why we grew up drinking out of plastic cups, not glass cups. That's because it's breakable. You're gonna mess something up eventually, but that's not important. My kid made a megaphone. That's not important. The important thing is how you correct those mistakes, what you do to fix them. You know, there's one time I broke a Ford windshield, And at this big shop, big account, every time I go there, I usually get like one person will call me or text me or whatever to come out. I'll schedule their appointment, and then generally by the time that appointment actually comes, there's usually, you know, a handful of other people that want their work done, or, you know, want tint done and stuff like that. I've already prepped this glass, at least wiped it down, you know, with glass cleaner stuff. Can't tell if that's brake dust oxidation or what it is on there, but yeah, the customer knows about it. We saw it when we looked at it. So gonna be kind of gentle with the hard card here. We don't want to scratch anything up. I don't want to scratch the actual tint. So anyway, I break this Ford windshield. Infamous. You guys have been watching for a while. You know the type where you got to like put the little pry bar. It's a Ford factory pry bar, and you got to, you know, pry against the glass. You pry just a little bit too hard, it'll pop that metal button right out of the glass, and you get to buy a new one. So crappy day, but it is what it is. I go to the customer, I say, hey man, I said, look, this is how this design works. And I got pretty lucky because he's a mechanic, so he understands some of this stuff, and like engineers are not your friend and that kind of thing. So he's like, dude, that's a stupid design. I said, yeah, I know. So a lot of people won't even take them off, but I've not really had any troubles with them, so I'll give it a shot. And didn't work out for me this time. So before I even approached the customer, I had already called the glass shops. I had already had a price for what it was going to be to fix it, and said, look, you know, when can you get it done? I'll go ahead and schedule it when it's convenient for you. And ended up, you know, basically, like I said, having it taken care of before I even went to the customer. So in a situation like that, yeah, it cost me some money. It cost me like, it was like $420 or something like that, but they didn't have change. They're mobile guys, so I ended up giving them $420 or $440, I think is what I actually, you know, cash paid. But yeah, it sucks, but I made a post about it on Facebook on my business page. You know, I said, you know, explaining to other people that, hey, this is the design. Most people don't want to admit their mistakes, which is true. And, you know, I said, I have no problem admitting that, yeah, I broke this, but I already got it taken care of. Customers got a new one coming Monday, blah, blah, blah. And his wife actually commented on the post and was like, you know, it's how you handled it. Most places wouldn't have taken care of us like that. You were, you know, you were already on it, blah, blah, blah. You'll have our business for life. Now, the ironic thing is that Ford Explorer that I replaced the windshield on, look at that, dude. That's why I hit it with the awesome. That's what I'm talking about. We're going to have a lot of cleaning and prepping that we got to do today. But, that Ford Explorer, I put a windshield in it because I broke it, right? Then she's driving down the highway, his wife is, and something, it looked like a freaking softball, like it had a big impact on it. Something comes up down the highway, boom, breaks the windshield. Put another one in. Then just a couple of months ago, something else like come off the highway or whatever, and it's got another windshield. I've tinted the full windshield in a strip on this Explorer like 3 times now, I think. So we got a choice. Some of these defrosters don't quite look like I want them to, so I'm gonna just go ahead and scrub it one more time. I don't know how much of a difference it'll make, but But anyway, that's my story about mistakes. If you make them, which you will, just own up to them. It sucks to have to come off of, you know, money like that, replacing somebody's door panel or replacing a windshield or whatever, but they will be so appreciative of how you take care of them. If you manage it right, if you take care of them right, they will come back to you forever. It doesn't matter what your price is, because they know without a shadow of a doubt they can trust you. You know, I've been tinting, yeah, you know, like I said, I used to do a lot of mobile work, and I was tinting for a buddy of mine. His parents live, you know, kind of far away, a couple towns over, and it's an oversized vehicle. It's a rollback tow truck, so it's not like, you know, you can just have them drop it off and you can just put it anywhere. I mean, the thing's long, it's tall, blah blah blah. Well, he was telling me that one of the guys that him and his buddies used to use broke one of their friends' windshields, and told him, well, that's what you have glass insurance for. Just tell your insurance company, you know, something else broke it. Right, so he's basically telling his customers to commit insurance fraud to get a windshield replaced that he broke on their dime, which sucks. And that guy probably thought, you know, he was saving money by not having to replace a windshield, but he lost that customer, he lost that customer's friends, and he lost out on future business because they aren't going to refer him anymore. So just goes to show, man, coming off of $400 for a windshield might suck, but it can make you hundreds, if not thousands, in the long run. Some of you guys are probably thinking, why in the world would you even accept a car this dirty? And I'm gonna tell you why. One, it's a buddy of mine. I've known him for years. He's always got some modified Honda of some sort. That's his thing. He loves them. I used to be into that kind of stuff too. But two, it's a challenge, right? So we look at this car, and like I've already pointed out, we know we're gonna have some difficulties getting a clean install. So this will really separate, I don't want to say the boys from the men, but you know, maybe you are getting really lucky in your process. You're getting really nice clean cars and you don't realize it, so you're just kind of going through the motions on your prep and your cleaning and thinking, okay, yeah, this works really well. Well, doing a dirty car like this is gonna prove whether or not your techniques are good or if you're getting lucky. And I'm interested in that. I think that I've been showing you guys some really good, consistent ways to get, you know, high quality work, high quality results on any car. And I mean, obviously a car like this is going to require more work and thought and cleaning than, you know, like a brand new car fresh off the showroom floor. But it goes back to that, do we have the skill to know, the experience to know what we're going to have to do for that individual car to make it the best that we possibly can? And that's what we're going to find out today. I'm going to show you a couple little tricks and see if we can't get, especially these front windows, if we can make these front roll-up windows look good and not get a whole bunch of dust. I mean, obviously a speck or two here and there is going to happen no matter what, but if we can get that same speck or two standard that we would hold on a newer car, if we can achieve that same result, excuse me, on this I don't even know what the math is on it, this old dirty filthy car, then we're doing something as a tinter. We're doing a good job. So wipe down all these streaks. I'm also kind of trying to wipe up this moisture up in here because I don't want it running down in there. And see how we got this moisture right here? If we just go ahead and shut the hatch, everything that's down in this is going to try to come back out. Ooh, that's gross. It's going to try to come back down, and it could try to get in our film, which we don't want. And I've explained it about 16 times, so you're probably telling me to shut up. I am. Ew, gross. Just gonna go ahead and just go over it one time on the corners there. I'll just go right here just to make sure we don't have anything trying to get funky with us there. Everything's looking golden right there. So that's what I'm talking about. We're just gonna leave this up. We'll worry about the outside of the glass. That is no big deal. We can handle that, no problem. Okay. I don't know if you can tell. Right here's where I scraped off this window and just wiped off the adhesive residue. This hole, I don't know if you can tell here. I mean, there's a ½ inch of dust laying on these trim panels, so, and on our window. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna hit it with a little bit of our slip solution, because you know it's got dish soap in it. I don't think we're gonna need the Awesome on this one, but we'll try it. We'll try it this way. If we don't get it super clean, you know, we'll do something else. Grab a few more towels. We're gonna use a bunch of them today, I can tell you that much. But we're just gonna let that pre-soak. What do you think we're gonna need here? Say probably 12 inches, right about there. We're gonna need about 17, 18. What's our height? 11, so one piece should get us. So this could mess you up really easily here. If we measure right here our 18 inches, we're gonna be considerably shorter. So we're gonna go to the short side. We're gonna measure out about 18. I know I'm a little bit extra, but that's all right. I'm not concerned with throwing away a little bit of tint. Look at that. I don't know if you can see it, but look at that filthy water coming down off there. Now, look, normally I wouldn't do that because you're gonna get streaks and stuff like that coming down the panel. But I'm not detailing this thing, and you can see all the dust and dirt. So I'm not really worried if it's got a couple of clean streaks when we go to actually, you know, handle it. But yeah, she's dirty. So something like this. Okay. I'm just gonna go to the batteries run dry. I got one more on the charger. I messed up, I didn't put it on the charger last night, so I don't know if it'll get to fully charged. It seems like every time you turn these on, they say 95%. Even if you pull it fresh off the charger, it always says 95%. When you put it in the GoPro, it never says 100. I don't know why, but they don't. So we're going to do a little something like this. That should get us covered all the way. Covered there. Probably covered up in this top corner, but I can't see it because it's 5% over 5% over 20% factory, so it's gonna annoy me right here, so we'll just go ahead and cut that out. Go ahead and throw our other light up here. My Cornwall guy's supposed to have me another one because it's you know, under warranty where the base plate broke, but I'll tell you what, I ain't gonna lie, it's hard to get a hold of him. It's hard to get him to show up, I guess I should say. I bought not one but 2 toolboxes off of him this year. So you would think I'd be like VIP. He'd be like jumping for joy every time I text him, but that is not the case. So see where I'm at up here. Who's calling, guys? Spam risk. No? We'll see if they leave a message. Okay, so round that off, make that happen. On this deal, we don't want to go too high, or too wide, I should say, because we don't want to touch that door panel. We want to just make it wider than our border so we don't have any light gaps, but we don't want to get too carried away. We have a huge pattern to contend with. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but we're gonna find out, I guess. So go ahead and throw this on the other side. Been messing around with I made a reel yesterday, a Facebook reel, whatever. It's kind of interesting. I really didn't do much to it. I pretty much just used some filter thing that it had and added an effect, or added music, and that's what we ended up with. So ended up getting like 230 views, which for a video, for a little, what, 15-20 second video, I'm pretty happy with that. Especially since, like, I do a live video on doing a full windshield. Like, Facebook algorithms change so much, so quickly, it seems like. We used to do Facebook live videos all the time, and would get 300-400 views, watches, whatever. And man, now it just seems like you do a Facebook live and it's like, 3 people watch this, which sucks. It really just makes you not even want to do it, because what's the point in taking all the effort and risk of doing a live, getting your camera set up and all that stuff, to do a live for no one to watch it? This is going to be the tricky part, trying to get it in here without touching anything. Got this to contend with here. Let's see. Just gently get on the glass. Oh, touch that. May not be a big deal. I don't know, we'll see. I mean, it is over top of factory tint, so you're not really gonna see any dirt or anything like that. So hopefully that's locked down enough. We can put a little oomph in it this time. Grab our orange Fusion Turbo. We could use a red if we wanted to. Red would be really nice for this, actually, but I don't think you can tell, but I'm putting quite a bit of pressure on this now. Clean up, everybody everywhere. Clean up, everybody do your share. hopefully you guys can actually see something. Bounce you off the headrest 6 times, but boom. One down. Let's see if we can't achieve greatness on this side too. We'll see. Man, one day last week, I was doing this car. It was actually a truck, and I went to lean in. I had my hose hooked onto my pouch, like, you know, you see me do a million times. And I leaned in to turn this thing on, and it was wild. I just heard, and all of a sudden I was soaked. My stomach was soaked. Here I'd done blasted this, and it was poking at my stomach, so blew moisture all up, you know, soaked my shirt, blew it up on the car, like on the dash and everything. A little bit of overspray, so I had to do a little bit of cleaning and all that sort of stuff. I was like, man, seriously? That's the first time I've ever had that happen. Using a little bit of extra water there just to help kind of flush anything down. Whew. So come here. Come here. Nice. I don't think it was perfect, but given the circumstances, what you also want to be careful is you don't slide this film around too much, especially on the bottom. You can get up, I mean, you can get your film into some of that dirt, and it could try to suck it back in there, like if you don't have it all the way laid flat. But I think we're gonna be okay. If your film's flat on the glass, and it kind of just works like a squeegee, it'll kind of just push it away. But if it's not flat on the glass, you may be regretting it. Again, if it was clear glass, it would be a lot more important than this privacy glass. Privacy glass is gonna hide pretty much all the defects unless you're looking at it just right on the inside or the outside. So well, you know, might as well just wipe the whole ledge down. Might as well do the same thing over here. Well, there, that way it matches. We got that brake dust or whatever it is on this side too, some kind of overspray or something. All right. I noticed the GoPro's getting a little bit low. Excuse me. Show you guys how I'm gonna get clean results on these roll-ups. Roll all these windows all the way down. Okay, now here's the trick. It's magic. I know it's gonna be hard to believe, but shoot a little cleaner in there, which you can use glass cleaner, you can use whatever you want. I don't really think that's the important part. I mean, it certainly help. We're gonna take a blue tri-edge. This is kind of nicked up a little bit, so stick it in our towel. Try to clean this seal out. Look at that. Switch to a clean part. Came out pretty clean, so we'll leave that one at that. This one's gonna be the most important part, so might hit this 2 or 3 times. Now we're just gonna go ahead and get this top seal too. You don't have to use a tool. You know what I mean? You could do something like this. Spray your towel, take your finger, just, you know, stick it in there as far as you can. Get this back edge too. I don't want any dust or dirt or anything that anywhere that I could touch the film accidentally or intentionally. Stick it down in this seal, in between the two, like that. I know I can't get it all because of the way the window rolls down, but anything's better than nothing. Wipe this door panel down a bit. Rinse and repeat. This is LA's Totally Awesome. You can get this at the dollar store, Walmart, wherever you want, really. Works out pretty well. You just need to be, careful you don't let it dry on anything. I used to use it a ton when I was detailing. It's really good stuff. One of the only things I use as far as interior cleaners. When I was detailing, I had all kinds of degreasers and interior cleaners from different companies, but I found that Totally Awesome was cheaper, just as effective. The only thing is, you just gotta be careful of your dilution ratio. Don't mix it too strong, and don't let it dry on anything at all. But you really shouldn't be letting anything dry. And a little bit of soap and water won't hurt from our slip solution. That's not gonna hurt anything. But as far as actual chemicals, yeah, you don't wanna do that. So I know some people are thinking, man, that takes too long. And I've seen old Mike Sanchez, old Dirty, do a nasty work truck, and he's just preaching on controlling his water, and I'm sure that works for him. But I believe, if I recall correctly, he was using a spray bottle, and it is a lot easier to control your water if you're using a spray bottle, where with a keg it's much more on off. You don't have a whole lot of control, at least with my sprayer. You're either flowing or you're not. And it certainly is possible. I mean, I'm sure you could do it with a keg too, but for me, I'll take this extra. What we're gonna have in it, 5 minutes. We're gonna have 5 minutes in it to try to ensure that we're not gonna have to redo a window, which I'm sure some shops would say, nah, this car's filthy, we're not gonna redo it because it's not our fault that it's dirty. And I mean, they'd be justified in saying that, I think, but again, if we can take 5-7 minutes, clean this up a little bit, and ensure that we're going to get a quality result, I mean, why not take it? generally speaking, if I get an older car, like anything, let's say pre-2015, especially 2010, anything built before that, I will normally add 20-30 bucks, maybe even 40, depending on what it is, just you know, to the price, just to account for stuff like this. I mean, is this customer going to be super upset if it's not a flawless, perfect tint job? Probably not. I mean, our A-pillar smashed in, we're missing a mirror, the other side is messed up, the fender's messed up. I mean, it's not winning any car shows right now, but I get paid to tint, and I try to do the best that I can with every car. It doesn't matter if it's a Prius, a Porsche, Mercedes, old Super Duty oil field truck. I don't care. I want to be the best, and I want to do the best that I can on every job. So again, just kind of half rambling. If that means that I gotta take 5 minutes to clean up this stuff, then I'll do it. Weather strips all messed up. She's seen better days. Alright, so we got all those cleaned up. Still got a lot to do. But time is at 9:30. Yeah, it's not bad. 9:30, we got the back half done. As far as the hatch and the quarters, we'll roll up our window. I noticed when I brought this in last night, as the customer dropped it off, every single one of the lights is on. And normally I'd bust out my scan tool and see, you know, what it is, what it was, what codes it has. But you know, my buddy's a car guy. This guy's a car guy. I'm sure he knows everything that's wrong with it. So, alright, this is a good stopping point. We don't have a whole lot of battery left. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this off, go grab a drink, switch out some batteries. I'll bring you back. We'll cut out our roll-up windows, and then all we got left to do is a windshield strip. Let me show you this windshield strip though. He wants it like way down there. It's in 12 7/8 is what it's gonna end up being, but we'll be back. Alright, we're back. We got the little one over there editing some thumbnails. I'm gonna put her to work this summer. Front windows, we're gonna go ahead and cut 39 inches off of there. I wanted to be done by 11, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I'd take a couple minutes and kind of show her what I wanted to achieve. Kind of showed her how to do the whole thing, so that's okay. As long as we're done with this by noon, we'll be alright. We got a truck coming for a full windshield, so Want to get this knocked out. Save these pieces for little 2-piece windshield strips. What we need on our back windows here, about 32. I'm gonna go ahead and just cut these. For this one, I'm gonna come for the bottom, so I don't have to fight the rear view mirror. Okay. What's it say, 32? What?
What's this called?
Huh?
What's this called?
Honda Civic. Let's go, yeah, let's go 33. Let's just go 33, just to be safe. I could save those, but they're a little bit small, so I'm not gonna. What? Yeah, remove and replace. Put new tint on it. All right. What a rookie. I didn't cut out my bottom. Or my back edge. No big deal. Alright, had a freaking spam call. Hate when that happens. So what we did, we went ahead, shifted our pattern over, got in a hurry, bumped our window down, didn't cut our back edge. So how are we gonna fix it? Well, a little complicated, but we're gonna do it like this. So if we go ahead and, roll this window up now, it's gonna end up creasing this film. So we're just gonna pull it back away from it like that. Go ahead and roll that up. I'm gonna cut right here. Okay. Now, technically, we need to shift this pattern back over. Where we want it. Something like that. Now, see here, our window shifted. Pretty common on these types of windows. Now you can see we got a little overhang right here. We could just take a straight edge and try to get it close, but we're already right here, so we're just gonna go ahead and shave it again. It's really only gonna affect this top edge. Okay, like that. Hey Mia, did you remember to resize that to 1280?
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
I had to search the thing. But
That's okay.
I was like, he did that, so I'm just gonna do it too.
That's alright. She's doing a good job on the thumbnails. Get that way with it. It's on privacy glass, so it doesn't have to be as perfect.
I did it.
You put it on the video?
Yep.
Nice. So that's how we'll do that. I don't think we're gonna shrink these.
What? It says it's not on there.
Did you refresh it? The browser? No, like hit F5. It'll reload the page. Well, we just have to go back and try to re-upload it. Maybe you did something wrong, I don't know.
I mean, I clicked save, but I also did close out. But I'm pretty sure in the bottom it said save.
We will shrink this one. Because I'm not playing games. Fairly certain I could get away without it, but did we melt this?
The subtitle states your name is Douglas.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Huh. I think it's alright. No, that part's burnt. That sucks. But it's what happens when you're getting used to a new film.
What was your first ever?
Don't know.
I barely know that.
Now it should work to relieve the tension that was in there. We ought to be able to lay that down, and we should have it pulled down enough that it's still going to be below the seal. But worst comes to worst, we'll just redo it. Nothing to cry about. I got how many today?
420.
Oh yeah? Sweet. I had 419 this morning when I was messing around on there. That means we got 1 subscribed today. Hang on 1 second, I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. We are back. Time to get to work. Time to get to work. A lot of times I lay these towels down, 1, to protect the customer's seats from getting wet, but a lot of times it's to protect my tools from getting filthy. You don't want any little dust and stuff like that sticking to your stuff. So we know it's gonna be a pretty dirty window. We're gonna go ahead give it a little touch of the awesome and the scrub pad. Smoker's vehicle, so you guys know how that goes. It's gonna be pretty dirty. We'll have a layer of junk on it. See what we got here. See how dirty it's gonna be. Gross. I was just talking about what tools I use when I go on mobile jobs. Make sure I get that top edge real good. Now, if I can get this front roll up to look good, I'll be super happy. Shifted it over because I didn't want to hit that on the mirror. Good there. Got a little bit of a pinch right there, but I think we can save that. So that's good news for our other pattern over there that we had to cut a little bit off of. That means we should have enough to tuck down in the seal and not have to worry about any little gaps or getting snagged on it. That little burnt spot that we cut out. Well, we are definitely guilty of over shrinking, but I think it's gonna work. Go ahead and try to get that. All right, see if I know what I'm talking about. Told you we could save that. Look at that, no specks along the edges. That's the biggest concern for me. We got all kinds of defects in the glass on the outside, like whatever this stuff here is. The seal's falling apart, but as far as I'm responsible for, we're golden. That thing looks good. Super impressed, super happy with that. Just reinforces I might know a thing or two about window tint. See if we can get a similar result on the back, despite kind of messing up our pattern a little bit. Let's see if we can't get it to work. We didn't really mess up the pattern, we messed up the order that we cut in. Which, I mean, you know, that could come back to bite us, but we're gonna find out. Not terrible, not terrible. Some people say don't use a microfiber towel when you're doing window tint, but I'll tell you what, if you use a decent one and you squeegee your window after you wipe it down with the towel, you're gonna be golden. If you are working on a dirty car like this and you just try to squeegee it, it's not gonna work. You're gonna leave residue and stuff behind. And that's not what you want. So right here I messed up my shave a little bit, but no gap in here. We're good to go. We just leave a little bit of a gap right here. You're never going to see that. Whoop. Sliding our film a little bit. Okay. I think that looks really nice. No shrink on these ones, so we're gonna have to distribute it a little bit differently than we did on the front, but these are pretty much flat, so it shouldn't be a big deal. Give her a little extra mist. Now we can come back with a hard tool, like a hard pass, really push some bubbles out. Now we'll just come back with the tri-edge. On these ones, you gotta watch getting a little pinch right around this area. I see something right there. I don't really think it's quite a pinch. I think it's just trying to suck moisture up there where that glass is, you know, kind of deep in there. But I'm not gonna worry about it right this second. If you were, you really wanted to, you could take like a chiseler and a paper towel, shop towel. See how it's growing right there? So it's not a pinch, that's good. It's just moisture trying to get sucked in there. So we're gonna eliminate the moisture right here. We'll push that in there, kind of hold it for a second. It's gonna suck that moisture up, and it's not coming back. Let's say this didn't work. I would wait until I do the rest of the car, then come back, give this glue a little bit of time to set up. But let's say the customer's waiting on it, you're in a hurry, and it's the last window, whatever. Take a torch or a heat gun, heat up the outside of the glass, and then push that down and let it sit. All it is where the moisture's trying to come back in, and you don't want to mess with it too much like that, because every time you push it out and it comes back in, it has the opportunity to suck dirt and trash back in with it. So easiest thing is just make sure you get rid of the moisture. Something like this, use a paper towel, push it out, done deal. But like I said, if that doesn't work, then go ahead and use heat. Get that glue to tack up, then push it. So that being said, the passenger side is the exact same as the driver's side. We're running a little bit low on battery. We're probably not going to make it through this whole thing. So I will bring you back once I get all the windows done and the gangster windshield strip they want, get all the glass clean. We'll see the final product. So hang in there, guys. See you in a minute. Here you go, guys. She's a little beat up, but the window tint looks good, man. 12 7/8 on the strip from the very top of the glass. The windshield honestly needs replaced, but not my deal. It's gonna look a little streaky, obviously. Glue needs to dry, all that, but there we go, man. Got our wiper put back on, boom. Finished product. Thanks for watching.